Hi all, I've been asked to show how to change a PDF or some other file to something that your students can actually type into on Google Drive. So I'm going to show you an example right now. What you have in front of you right now is just a sheet from one of the PDFs that I have, something that I had purchased on Teachers Pay Teachers. And this is a single sheet from a PDF, but it doesn't matter if your PDF has a whole bunch of sheets. It doesn't make a difference. You can open it all up at the same time because you're really just going to be snipping one little piece from it. So don't worry if your document has 80 pages on it. It makes no difference. It's only what you see in front of you. So what I'm actually going to be doing is taking a picture of my screen. So I'm going to use a tool in that's already preloaded in Windows, which is called the snipping tool. Again, I'm not a Mac person, so this is all PC related. This is how you do it on a PC. So you're going to open up the file that you want, or it could be one of those Nelson textbooks that's open on your screen. It basically doesn't matter. As long as you can see it on your screen, you can clip it. Now I want to see the whole document, the whole page, so I'm going to zoom out so that I can see the whole thing. Whoops, that's a little too far. Let me zoom in a little bit more. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open the snipping tool. It's kind of like opening up your camera. To find it, you just press your Windows key on your keyboard and start typing snip. And this will pop up. It's, like I said, it's preloaded. It's nothing that you need to install. You're going to create a new snip, and you'll see that the screen will go gray. My screen has gone gray because I'm now going to select what I would like the screen to select. Sorry, what I would like the snipping tool to select. So I'm going to select my document, and you'll see it brightens up as you select it, and it has now been clipped. Now it also clipped the little red line from my recording, so just try to ignore that. And I'm going to save. When I go to save this, I'm going to put it in a good spot. It's going to be defaulted to the word capture. Definitely want to change that so that you can keep organized. So I'm going to call this Animal Kingdoms. Now, or Animal Kingdoms worksheet. If you look at what kind of file you're getting now, it's a PNG file. A PNG file is a type of a picture file. So you can see it's not a document, it's actually a picture. I'm going to save that. Now that I've saved it, I now have a file of a picture of this. I don't need any of this anymore. So I will close this and I will close this. Now I am going to actually assign this to my students, but first I need to mess around with it a little bit. So I'm going to go into my Google Drive. So over here under my Google Apps, open Google Drive. In Google Drive, I'm going to create a new document with this worksheet in it. But I don't want the kids to be able to mess around with the worksheet. I don't want them to ruin it. So I am going to create a new document. And the type of document that I'm going to create is very important. It needs to be a Google slide. And the reason for the Google slide is because I'm going to actually insert this picture that I've just created as part of the background. If it's part of the background, then the kids can't move it around and they can't accidentally delete it or have any problems with it. So I'm going to create a new document here, and my new document is going to be a Google slide. I'm just waiting for it to load. Hello. And there's a Google slide. So in Google Slides now, I want to change the way it looks. Because it's set up to be like a presentation, it's going to be the wrong dimensions for a worksheet. So I want to change the dimensions of my paper so that the worksheet is set up properly. So I'm going to, first of all, get rid of all this extra stuff. You simply click on it, it will go blue, and you delete it. And you can close this area as well so that you're not confused. And again, my computer's lagging a little, and delete it. Now I have a blank page, but it's not set up the right way. So I'm going to go to File and go down to Page Setup. In Page Setup, I'm going to be able to change the dimensions of my paper. I don't want it to be widescreen. I want to do a custom. So I'm going to change it to inches, first of all. And we all know that a piece of paper is 8.5 by 11. And I'm going to apply that. Now my paper looks like a worksheet. So now I'm going to go into my background and input that picture that I just made. So I go into background and I choose image. Remember that when I snipped that little piece from the PDF, I made a picture file. So I'm going to browse on my computer to where I saved it. So of course you need to know where you saved your file. And I'm going to find it right here, Animal Kingdoms. And done. I actually think this was a different version of the picture that I snipped another time, but anyway, you get the idea. So I've inserted it. It's now part of the background. So now if I click anywhere on here and try to type or do anything, there's nothing I can do to make this paper move around. So now you simply need to put in some text boxes for your students. They can put them in themselves if they're independent, or if you feel like you want to put them in, you can certainly do that. So you simply go over to the text box tool, click on that, and make a little box where you want them to answer the question. And you can type here if you like. Let me just zoom in so you can see a little bit better. And I just made this little text box. When I click away from it, oopsie, I'm still on Zoom. When you click away from it, the box will remain and the students will be able to know to type there. If you want to make your box over here, let's say, but the lines are in your way or anything else behind it is in the way, simple trick is to make your text box color, which is found right here, the fill color, make it white. Now you have a white space and you can say type here again, and the students will know to type in that spot. So that's just a little trick. There are lots of other ways that you can add on top of this, and then your students will know that they are simply to go inside the document. Next step is to share this document in an assignment like I showed you in the other video, so I won't go into that here. If you want to know how to do that, go into the other video. And that's it. Any place you want to put in a text box, you simply go and draw in a text box, and you can help your students out by writing the words type here. Then they know to highlight and type on top of it. And you can do that for your whole entire page. And that's it. That's how you create a document out of a PDF. Oh, sorry, one more thing. I forgot to put in the title. So you want to do that, so that when you go to share it in the in your Google Classroom, in your assignments, then you will have the correct name there and you'll be able to share it no problem. Thanks for watching.